Don't act like it's only me when your team expects you to have all the answers. You ever walk into a room and the second you sit down, every pair of eyes like they shift to you? Like you're the leader so clearly that you must know everything, every detail, every solution, every move that's about to be made. Let's be real. That's a heavy weight to carry, and yet most leaders, they won't admit it because admitting that you don't have all the answers, that feels like weakness. That feels like you're letting your team down. But here's the real, it's not weakness, it's humanity. And if we're being honest, pretending to know everything, that's what gets most leaders in trouble. Chapter 1, the myth of the all-knowing leader. Somewhere along the way, leadership got twisted into this myth. This idea that leaders are supposed to have instant solutions for every single problem. But let me give you an example. Years ago, when I first stepped into an executive role, the company was rolling out a massive new healthcare platform. Everyone expected me to walk into that meeting with a master plan. But here's the thing, the technology, it was new. Regulations, they were shifting. And the market, it was extremely unpredictable. And I didn't have every answer. And truth be told, no one in that room did. What I learned in that moment was this. Leadership, it isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about bringing the right people into the room, creating space for their voices, and guiding the team towards a decision, even when uncertainty is in the air. If you carry yourself like you know everything, you shut down collaboration. If you admit what you don't know, you open doors to innovation. Chapter 2, the danger of pretending. Now let's flip the script, because a lot of leaders, they fake it. They nod, they bluff, they give half answers just to keep that air of authority. But here's where that gets dangerous. I had a peer in leadership who would never admit when he didn't know. He had made decisions without facts, set deadlines without consulting the experts. And guess what? His team, they stopped trusting him. They started doing their own side work to double check everything that he said. He thought he was maintaining control, but in reality, he was losing it. Pretending to have all the answers doesn't make you look strong. It makes you look unapproachable. And when you're unapproachable, your team stops bringing you the very insights that you need to make the right call. Chapter 3, leading with questions instead of answers. So what's the next move when everyone's staring at you, waiting for direction? You lead with questions. I've learned that asking the right questions is 10 times more powerful than giving the wrong answer. For example, instead of saying, here's what we're going to do, I'll ask, what are we missing? Or what's the biggest risk that we haven't talked about yet? That moment, the moment you shift from all knowing to all curious, the dynamics changes. People lean in, they start contributing, and suddenly you're not carrying the burden of leadership alone. You're creating a collective ownership. And here's what's wild. Most people don't even remember if you had the perfect answer in the moment. They remember whether you made them feel heard. Chapter 4, building confidence without having every answer. Now I know what you're thinking, but if I admit I don't know, won't I lose credibility? Not if you frame it right. There's a big difference between saying I don't know and saying here's what I know, here's what I don't, and here's how we'll figure out the rest. You see the difference? One sounds like you're lost, the other sounds like you're leading through the unknown with strategy. Think about moments in history, leaders who faced crisis, pandemics, wars, market crashes. They didn't have the playbook, but what made them great wasn't uncertainty, it was clarity. They owned what they knew, acknowledged what they didn't, and kept people moving forward. So in closing, the real strength of leadership. Let's circle back. If you're sitting there thinking, am I the only leader who feels like I have all the answers but secretly doesn't? The answer is no, you're not the only one. The truth is, the strongest leaders aren't the ones who know everything. They're the ones who know how to guide people through the gray areas, the unknown, and the challenges with honesty and confidence. So next time your team looks at you like you should have every solution in your back pocket, don't act like it's only you. Open the floor, ask the questions, guide the process, and watch how much stronger your team becomes because of it. Remember this. Leadership isn't about having every answer. It's about creating a space where answers can be found. Until next time.